Hey guys, one of the things I love to do is look at up and coming artists that are blowing up, and artists who are newly signed or just really getting on, getting some traction. And I like to see what th're doing with their marketing. I'm a student of marketing. I want to see how these big companies are doing it, how these individuals are doing it, see if there's anything I can learn to take away from it. Sometimes I find mistakes, so you want to learn from these things too. Like I want to educate you guys so you know what to look for uh, when you're starting to gain traction, when you're starting to get deals and people helping you out and different stuff. So what we're talking about here today is Babyface Ray. You know, last decade or so out of Detroit, really starting to gain some traction this year. He was just on the Breakfast Club. He's in GQ. He's got some support from YouTube. He got signed to Empire. Really starting to blow up. If we go over and look, I mean, his Instagram, 895,000, almost at a million. Let's see, 228,000 on YouTube, plus tons and tons of streams. He's doing really good in that sense. Now, here's where we start to get into problems and some stuff I want you to think about, and as you get going, as you start to gain some traction in your career. So on his Facebook, his meta page, which is where they're going to run ads from on Instagram, Facebook, any social media, audience network, all that. He's got, if we look right here, 24 people that have access to this ad page. And first of all, that's, to me, that's too many. And that's where mistakes happen. And that's where no one is in charge. No one's being held accountable. Why would you have 24 people? And I've been trying to think about this, why he has 24 people. Maybe it's Empire and they have big teams, right? Maybe Empire outsources to 1824 or somebody else. And then his team also needs it. So I can see that. I can see having 3 different groups, maybe 4 different groups that need access to the page. But let's say you have somebody responsible for each group and then a backup person. That's a maximum of 8 people. That if you can't get a hold of the person responsible, you call the backup. But out of 4 groups, 2 at each group, 8 people. We've got 24 here. So is that Empire's mistake? I don't know. Is that Babyface Ray's mistake? He keeps letting all his friends who say they know how to run ads in there. I don't know. Maybe over 10 years. Well, I mean, this page was just created in April. So maybe over the last year they've changed marketing companies 10 times, 20 times, and every time they get a more budget, I don't know, and they didn't delete the old companies, which is another mistake. But no matter what, there shouldn't be 24 people in here. But let's go look at what the real mistake is. Get my big noggin out of here. Currently running one ad, started yesterday on Facebook, Instagram, Audience Network, and even in Messenger. Look at the ad, guys. Looks like it's supposed to be for his merchandise, but it's for some type of shipping protection. So let's click on it. Let's take a look at that ad. It's on his website. It's still at wavygang.com. Maybe it's something to do with the shipping. You can add on to the merchandise, some type of protection. I got no idea, but that's what his ad is showing. It does not look like merchandise at all. There are 6 versions of this ad. There's actually another one right there. And if we click on it, it takes you to another place on his website, but it's another shipping carbon offset for 42 cents. So, my fear is this guy's wasting money. Or let's just say, for example, Empire gave him $100,000, but they said we need 20,000 of it to go to marketing, and this much to go to beat making, this much to go to a video, right? So the 20,000, they said we got a great team for marketing here. We'll start paying them $20,000 to take care of this for you at $5,000 a month for the next 4 months. And this is what they're doing to him. This is how they're spending his money. So the key lesson here is know enough about each parts of the industry. Listen, I know you just want to be in a studio and make music and be a creative, but know enough of the legal terms that you can look at a contract and see if something feels funny. Know enough about marketing and branding that you can go in and take a look at your Facebook ads, and you can look at the image they're trying to sell for you, and you can look at the metrics, and just, you ain't got to set them up and run them. Just know enough when you're looking at them and know how to access this and double check stuff. Know enough about a net worth sheet and accounting and budgets that you can see where your money is being spent. Just educate yourself all around on the business. Of course, you want to delegate it out, but just be smart enough that you can't be taken advantage of, and you can catch places where you're bleeding out money and stop this kind of crap from happening. So come on, Babyface Ray, we're rooting for you. Get it together, man. If you need somebody to run your ads, call me.